and welcome to Under the Plumb Bob, the podcast about all things related to the EA Max's series of games called The Sims. We avoid the real world by talking about our made-up ones, and this episode, we are talking about news in The Sims because it's been a second.
It's been a minute.
We just ignored the news because, well, it wasn't...
It's kind of aggravating for a while, and then nothing happened for a little bit, too.
And nothing happened. A pack came out. We'll talk about the pack that was broken. That was just, like, there was nothing to add besides everything's broken. What the fuck do you want us to do?
Yeah. What do you want to know? It's all broken. It all sucks.
That's it. That's the whole episode. It would have been 5 minutes, and most of it would have been us panicking about the intro and the outro.
Yep.
Because it's been... Oh, I'm Caitlin.
Yeah, I'm Jess. Hi.
We did it.
Hey, we remembered that less than 5 minutes in, so that's good.
But we might as well start with the thing that we avoided to talk about for so long, which is My Wedding Stories.
Yeah.
Came out, and it didn't work.
Nope. Nothing worked.
You got to watch me fail multiple ways.
Yeah. Got to watch everyone go to the wrong venue, and then everyone went to, like, nobody walked down the aisle.
The, who's the person that marries you? What's that called?
The officiant?
The officiant. I did wonder. I was like, now I did ask Judith Ward, and she's just flaky, so it could just be it's Judith Ward. But then Ava was like, the officiant didn't show up, and I was like, oh, okay.
Okay. It wasn't Judith. This time it wasn't Judith.
So maybe she's, like, stuck in her vault or something.
She spent too long counting her money.
Mm-hmm. Because, like, the biggest story was, like, they really just put out a game pack where none of it works. And it's just...
Didn't they even, like, hold off on releasing it so that it worked?
They held off on it. I even questioned if they worked on it during that week because it was during, like, right when, like, Russia started to be like,
Yeah.
And, like, it was... They had to remove the couple from the couple on the game expansion pack was a lesbian couple, and Russia was like, nah. So then EA said, okay, we're just not going to give you the game. And then Russian simmers were like, that's not fair that we live here and you're doing this. And it's kind of a complicated issue because, like, do you go for the big company that's actually standing by, like, morals that they see fit, or do you stand by the players who... That was also, like, that's a very dicey topic of, do you stand by the players who just happen to live there? Like, it's a no-win situation.
Yeah, nobody really wins that one because you're either showing the LGBTQ community that you are standing beside them, but then you're also screwing over the players who have nothing to do with what their government's doing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And there's a reason we just kind of stayed out of that, because I was like, this is mildly complicated. And we don't, like...
Yeah, there were a lot of hot takes on Twitter that I just did not want to dive into, so...
And they were all like, there's a lot of, like, you're not wrong, but also they're not wrong.
Yeah.
But also they're not wrong. And I don't know, and we didn't have any, like, solid ground to stand on besides, like, the whole situation sucks. Yeah. And then, that's how I sum up news lately.
Yep.
And then...
The whole world is shit.
Everything's broken. So they delayed it for, like, a week to deal with it, and they said they listened to the Simmers community. So in Russia, they did release the game pack, but without the couple at the front. So that's how they were able to get it released. But it did delay the game pack coming out, and by that point, there was a bit of a excitement building, because when you delay something for any reason, it's like, oh, it got delayed.
Ooh.
It even made people excited for the Sonic movie, because they delayed it. It was okay. I love James Marsden. Fun fact, that was the last movie I saw before quarantine hit.
Oh, really?
Because my friend and I, we have AMC memberships, so it's $5 on Tuesdays.
Oh, nice.
So we're like, fuck it, let's go see whatever movie we want to see. And we're like, do you want to see Sonic? Sure, fuck it, it's $5. So we did, and then the world closed down.
I think the first movie me and my wife are going to see coming out of quarantine, like the first movie we've been to since everything happened, is that new Nicolas Cage movie.
Oh, that looks fun.
It does.
I've been spamming the people I know in reality. I've been spamming so many people to go see this movie, but go see Everything Everywhere All at Once.
That one looks good too.
It's so good. I cried at two rocks sitting next to each other.
Oh no.
And like my friend was driving, she was like, I was telling people like, go see it. It's so funny. I think it's the weirdest live action movie I've ever seen. Also, I cried, and she was like, yeah, something happened because I was driving home and I started to cry. And it's like, but it's fun. It's a fun movie. I don't know how to explain it. Please go see this movie. Anywho, then my wedding stories came out, and then it was broken.
Yeah.
After all that.
Nothing worked. Like, what did they promise us that did not work? Like we said, nobody walked down the aisles. The officiants didn't show up.
Not everybody sat down. That was the big one. Because I think Ava was like, if they can all sit down, I'll buy people dinner. Like, it was...
Yeah. She was going to buy My First Pets.
Oh, yeah, that was it. And then, because I was just on our Discord being like, fuck it, I'm gonna try it, guys. And so whoever was there got to watch. Like, I went to the venue specifically built. It's the venue that came with the pack that happens to have 2 areas that you can sit down in. So when I told my people to sit down, they sat down at the opposite ends. Like, they picked a random one to sit down at. So half of them went to the wrong place. And I was like, I don't know what to do. And then the officiant didn't show up. I made the mistake of my people were famous, so the photographers were everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody would do anything.
No. And the cake cutting didn't work. The dancing really didn't work.
The slow dance, I appreciate the attempt, I guess. But I don't like that it's like, if there's a kiss, it's not a special kiss animation. It's, let's stop dancing, and then we kiss.
And then kiss.
That's still like that. They won't fix that because, yeah. But the slow dancing itself is cute. There is one necklace I really appreciated that goes down like into the cleavage, and then it's also long in the back. I was like, well, the necklace is cute, so I guess that's one good thing going for this pack.
That was a really pretty necklace that if I end up getting the pack. There are a couple dresses that are really pretty too.
The dresses are pretty. Oh, they also released a whole bunch of LGBTQ rainbow like swatches, and none of them were cute. Like, there were 2 cute ones.
God, no. They look like circus dresses. They really do. Like, if you're getting married at a circus, it's perfect.
What's her? Oh, I don't want to get her name wrong. Was edit out me opening my TikTok to make sure I get this girl's name right, because I love her. I think it's P Frog Sims, but I want to make sure. Yeah, P Frog Sims. P Frog Sims was on TikTok just when that happened, and just editing them to be like, you just needed to like mute these. Like, you just went full circus rainbow. It's so weird.
It was like it was like they took like a pride flag, chopped it up, and like glued it to a dress.
Yeah, and it's like, you can make this pretty. Like, pastels, layers.
Yeah.
What do you guys
I like
doing?
the one dress where it like just fades from the white to the pastel rainbow down at the bottom.
Yeah, that one's pretty. There was another swatch, because they released a whole bunch of swatches in a patch, and it was like, this is cute. These 2 are cute. The rest, so bad. And it's just like, so many people had to be like, yes, good choice.
Oh yes, I love it. Love it. Post it.
Is it bad that that's one thing, like, because I watched Mad Men when it was coming out, and the one thing I took away was so many people have to agree to so many things in a business.
I know. There's never anything that gets put out that is just one person saying, here you go.
Yeah, like, it's like at least 5 people had to say that looked good.
Yeah.
And I'm so confused. It's got to be more than 5, but we're going to say 5 minimum went. That works. Which is terrifying. Come on, guys.
Yeah. Could have been an awesome opportunity to like incorporate like Vera Wang or some like bridal company.
Yeah. Why didn't they? That's actually, I kind of miss the brand collabs, because H&M had one in Sims 2.
Mm-hmm.
I like the brand collabs.
Yeah. Diesel in Sims 3 was pretty good.
The dream.
Yep.
The dresses weren't that bad. Some of them clipped funny, though. That was kind of disappointing. That I was like looking at them going, the hand is disappearing in the, like, it's weird that there's clipping issues.
Yeah.
And it's all about dresses.
Always my problem with CC dresses, but I hate it when it's like actual in-game dresses that are doing that to me.
Yeah, because the CC is like, this is free, and I downloaded this from the internet. Max's is
Yeah.
like, I paid you for this, and it doesn't, and my hand goes right through it like a ghost.
It's your job to make sure the hand does not go through the clothing.
Texture it or something, but
Yeah. Do something.
they kind of fixed it. It's still not. I did kind of discover it works a little bit better when you schedule the wedding, which I liked doing. Like, it's nice to be able, like, in 2 weeks I'm gonna get married, so it gives you a deadline to do stuff. That way, everyone showed up. Like, more people showed up when I scheduled the wedding and after the fix. I still had a problem with people not dressing up correctly, but scheduling the wedding seemed to fix some problems.
That I still don't have the pack, but I that is one thing that they patched into the base game, and I love being able to schedule like weddings and parties in advance.
In 10 years, when Sims 5 finally gets here and we move along, I think the one thing we're going to talk about with fondness in Sims 4 is going to be the calendar. I honestly, it's the best
Yes.
part of Sims. It's the best part of Sims 4 is I can schedule a birthday event for my Sims girlfriend.
I know when all of my Sims are having birthdays. I can plan ahead for it.
Oh god, it's gonna rain tomorrow. Oh no,
Oh,
there's no
no.
umbrella here. It's the best thing, and like be like, oh god, so there's 3 birthdays and like 3 festivals and like a wedding.
Yeah. Knowing when the festivals are is fun too. I'm like, okay, day trip.
We're going. You need to have some friends, so here you go. Go talk to some strangers at the Spice Festival
Yeah.
while you try to use chopsticks for the first time.
Yep.
You uncultured swine.
And nearly burn your esophagus because you've never had spicy food in your life.
This is my bad. I've just been making you make salads your entire life, but I'm afraid for you.
Yep.
So it's fixed, but only kind of.
Kind of fixed.
Oh, this was what happened. I think the main issue, which is funny based on like the main thing that Ava was excited for, was the sitting downness.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't make them sit down, it works better.
Oh, yeah?
If, like, I swear after I made everybody get out of their seats, everything flowed a little bit better. So I think part of the glitching is them all sitting down.
Yeah, that's a lot of movement for the game to be handling all at once.
You had to be like just like pressing everybody down, like I can't hold them for long.
Yeah. It turns into whack-a-mole at some point.
Sit down. But that might be part of the issue. So if you have, I really think most of the people who bought my wedding stories are people who have to, like, I bought it because I have to talk about it for this podcast.
Yeah.
And it seems like that's a large portion of people who did. But if you bought my wedding stories pack, don't have them like gather in a spot, but don't have them sit down and then see if that works better. At least it works better for like the after wedding. Like some of those wedding stuff worked better that way. So maybe
Good luck.
That's what's broken.
Let us know.
Yeah, let us know. I have had 3 weddings. I broke up a happily married couple to get them remarried multiple times, and still no dice. Or I started one couple. I was like, I had them engaged, and I was like, oh, you don't have any friends though, so I guess you got to make some friends so you can have some people come to your wedding. Okay, 1 second.
We need friends.
There have been some really beautiful wedding venues been made though that are on the gallery.
Oh god, yes.
I've really loved seeing all the wedding venues get made. It's the only good thing about this pack.
Yes. Once again, the builders are redeeming the packs we're getting.
Just like lifting it up, like we got content. We're like, good for you.
Yeah. It's like Batu all over again.
Batu was fine. Shut up.
Shh.
Batu was good for them. Speaking of builders, we also got another kit, decor to the max. I did have to
kit.
I did have to look this up because I forgot about it.
Yeah, I forgot about it until I was scrolling through the news. I'm like, oh yeah, we got another kit.
Which is amazing because it's so loud. Everything in this is loud and colorful. It's fine for me.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm not a builder.
No, and even the people that I've seen that are builders are like, it's whatever.
It's right on the amount of stuff we have is right on in this kit is right on the brink of what's acceptable in a kit. Because I think I said when these came out originally, as long as they keep it to 20 items or more, it should be like, as far as bang for your buck, 20 items. Considering like they each get like a swatch or 2 or 15. 20 is okay. 20 is like my, like, if it's less than 20, it's like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah,
I'm
this
gonna
is
count.
not worth my $5.
I'm gonna count before I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 items. No curtains, and I judge them so much because why don't we have any curtains?
Yeah. And not nearly enough clutter for me.
No. There is a very big swan thingy I like. What is the
Yeah,
peacock
I like that.
situation?
Your peacock and like a little llama thing.
Giraffes?
Giraffes,
Llamas.
maybe? Probably llamas, knowing the Sims.
Yeah. Llama, llama. There's a llama here, a llama everywhere, a little
Llama,
llama.
llama.
Llama, llama, duck. And the couch looks good. Like, it's stuff that, like, and I like the glass table. Like, it's stuff that you're like, this is fine.
Yeah,
Is it worth $5? Eh.
maybe.
I want to know what this big, like, tunnel thing that's not actually a tunnel is.
I know. I keep seeing that. And I'm like, what are you?
It looks like the portal into the Sims 1 magic portal. Let me go look before I say words. I say something, I'm maybe like, wait, let me look that up.
It looks like an optical illusion art piece or something.
Yeah, it's like MC Escher made a portal into some kind of world. It's a kit. It's another, like, I am of the opinion that the decor people, I'm not going to say work quicker, but their stuff is either they can make things quicker than the people who make the rest of the game can make other stuff. And they have the better reactions when people buy them. So odds are they get done with their game pack or expansion pack stuff pretty early. And there's not a lot of stuff. You're like, it's another couch. They can sit on it, move along.
Yeah. As long as they can sit on it, as long as they can, like, interact with it the way they're supposed to. Most of this stuff Sims never interact with, so
I think, like, the kits are like, please keep busy.
Yeah, it's busy work.
I don't understand why we don't have more clothing kits.
Yeah.
I know we've gotten a few.
Yeah, we've had a few. Like, they just came out. They had
The Mardi
the
Gras,
carnival.
not Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
The carnival one.
They had the South Korean one.
That's right.
Another one that went with the South Korean one. They had the men's stuff where the guys all had skirts now and stuff.
And I think there's only been one gameplay one because they released that and it's broken.
Yeah.
So it's still broken. Why don't we have brooms? Why don't we get an update with brooms? Fine. That's my another hill I'm gonna die on. The Bust the Dust kit should come with brooms. So we can use it without the vacuum. So if they take away my power, which sometimes I forget to take care of my naps like I should, and sometimes they shut off my power to conserve energy, and then I die a little on the inside because I forgot about it.
Yep.
I need a broom.
And just living off the grid anyway, you would need a broom, not a vacuum.
Yeah, because, like, one of the biggest desires, the country living, right? Country living?
Cottage living.
Cottage living. Oh my god! Back when the Sims community was mildly happy.
Yeah.
Like, we knew you guys were gonna fuck this up.
Give us one good thing and then disappoint us.
We like this more, and they said no.
No.
But the main thing that made me want to do is, like, either want to do a decades challenge or, like, rags to riches or off the grid, because it seemed possible, but it's not with the dust.
No. Keep turning the dust off because I hate it.
Sometimes they're super cute, but that's if you want to put up with them.
Yeah.
And it does make my Sims that like cleaning, so happy when they vacuum.
That is true. I did have a Sim in my Speed Legacy who she absolutely loved cleaning, so she was, like, absolutely happy, like, vacuuming the house for 4 hours a day.
Like, oh, look, what was that one clip from Friends where, like, she was vacuuming her vacuum with a vacuum, and they're like, oh, look at how happy she is. Oh, and they did add Sims 4 story progression.
Yeah.
Which I actually really like.
I like it to a degree, but yeah, it's kind of crazy sometimes.
I appreciate the attempt that was thrown, and I feel like it's got to be easier. It's got to be not a hard fix to fix it, right?
Yeah. It's just gotta, like, it's, like, at an 8.5 right now, and they gotta just turn it down to, like, 5. And I think I'd be fine with it.
So Sims 3 was famous for adding a story progression. It made people like me who played rotation play very angry because what do you mean I came back to this house and you like broke up with the guy I gave you and now you have a kid with somebody else? What's happening here?
Yeah.
But a lot of people really liked it, and story progression was not a part of Sims 4. I think to save computer space. I don't know. Who's to say?
Who knows?
But they added in a small story progression a couple months ago where people in your inner circle would call you over silly things like, hey, should I hang out with so-and-so on a friendly basis? And you're like, sure.
Sure, go have a friend. I don't care.
Do you ever say no to the people calling?
I said no once to one of my Sims kids, like having another baby. I'm like, you have enough babies, you gotta stop. So I said no to that one. But most of the time, like, I either say yeah, or one time I did say, like, that middle of the road, like, I don't know, you should decide for yourself. And the Sim got really mad at me.
Oh.
It's like, why did I even ask you?
Rude. I don't know. Make up your own mind.
Yeah.
Even that was broken, though, because I don't know if I talked about this before. My Sim was out on the town, and who was it who called? I think I was on the husband, and the wife called and said, should I have another baby with we're thinking about having another baby, thoughts? And he was like, sure. And then when I went back to where she was pregnant, and I was like, he was not there to do that, and it's his baby.
How did this happen?
Was this a weird way to tell me you're pregnant? Like,
did you have a turkey baster on hand? I'm so confused.
And then also was like, so should I get married? Should we get married? Was also another option I saw, and it was like calling the boyfriend, and it's like, I should be a part of this. Who did you think you were calling, and why am I not a part of this discussion? So like that was still a little broken. I haven't seen that as much lately, but I still see some people talk about that. But then they were like, okay, now we go bigger, and they go out towards. You won't get notified if you click on the mailbox, and I think it's called Check Neighborhood Stories or something.
Yeah, it'll give you like updates on your neighborhood,
and some of it is hilarious.
Yeah.
The deaths are all quality. I wonder if I can go.
Where's the one that I just had? Let me pull up my phone really quick.
Because they'll just kill random Sims.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They killed Brant.
Oh no.
Poor Brant.
Oh, I found yours.
Okay.
Brant hacking in the hacking household has died. Brant thought he could conquer the mountain, but the mountain conquered him. It's like, oh god.
Brant.
I wonder if I can. I had one too where I was like, the fuck? Because I think I just started like posting like in the Discord like all this stuff, and people were like, where the hell are you getting this from? And I was like, from here. Oh, Mitchell Kalani in the Roomies household has died. Mitchell got a little too angry and exploded.
I love that one. There's one on the Sims community story about it. Tiffany Hassan in the Hassan household has died. Tiffany tried to make cereal, but it burst into flames.
All the deaf ones, great, good. Whoever wrote those, fantastic.
They're beautiful.
Everybody's adopting kids. If you check all the options, everybody adopts kids.
Yes. They are all adopting kids. They're all getting pregnant. They're adopting dogs left and right. Which,
the dog one I don't mind. The pets one I don't mind so much. I do wish it's both good, and I wish when kids are adopted, there was some way to tell they were adopted, and it's not some weird, like, the gene. My sister thought, she was telling me about it, and she was like, I think the genetics are, like, super broken. I was like, no, they're just adopting kids like nuts. She's like, oh,
yeah,
that makes more sense. And it's like, because the Goths ended up with, like, her and Mortimer had 2 more kids, and then then Mortimer died, and then she adopted 2 more kids. And it's like, that's a lot. That's like the opposite of your current storyline.
Yeah.
That you have going for her.
I know. I'm having fun with that storyline.
My girl's nesting, and yours is living her best life.
Yep. She's living out on the town. I mean, they do have 2 babies now, but non-story progression added. That was my own.
But it is like, they're doing so much.
Yeah.
But it will. I wonder, like, long term, how much, like, because there's a cap of how many. I think it's like 200 Sims can be in a save or something.
Yeah.
So they can't adopt kids forever, or they'll just start killing people.
Yeah. And a lot of the houses will fill up, and then people will start dying.
It's got to be because in Sims 3, it was like those people were actually out and about, and you could, if you followed a Sim around, you would see them kiss so and so and do that. But obviously, it's probably not happening actually
Mm-hmm.
in Sims 4. So I wonder if it's just like a randomizer picking who lives and who dies,
Yeah.
who adopts a kid. You get a kid, you get a dog.
Spin the wheel.
Well, because I also think you have to be in a household with a significant other to have a baby with them. So you can't be a single sim won't just suddenly have a baby for no good. Like they won't just
Yeah.
suddenly like hook up with somebody else in another town. Like
Mm-hmm.
they have to be married to have a baby.
Oh, how traditional.
How Bridgerton of it all.
Yep.
So like there are some rules, but yeah, you can also like turn it. You can make it so nobody adopts a kid. You can make it so like nobody adopts. There's no cats here, only dogs. It is adjustable, and I do think they said they're fixing it.
Yeah. Yeah, and that whole thing, like if you left like get new job on, it was like preventing the game from saving.
Yeah. It was like, wow, everything just messes everything up here.
Yeah.
I don't understand the weird domino effect this game has.
It's weird. It really is. You break one thing and you break most of the game.
I don't understand. Like, I also don't understand code, so I don't understand what I would get if someone told it to me, but I'd be
I'm
like,
not gonna pretend I'm a developer, but
it shouldn't work that way. That's all I know.
yeah. Should not happen like this.
It's like, well, we opened this door, but then that window opened over there, and you're like, why? Those two things shouldn't be connected. It's like, I don't know.
It happened though. I do like this one picture on the Sims community page. It's like the land grab house is just a cat. Apparently Nancy died and Jeffrey moved to Solani. I just left the cat.
Leaving the most unlikely Sim in charge of the land grab fortune. I do like that people can have freaking jobs. That makes me happy. Because people are just not having jobs out here. And you're like, how are you living your life?
Yeah. You're unemployed and you live in like one of the nicest apartments in San Myshuno. How?
How are you doing this? Who did you trick?
Yeah. Is your family coming from money or something? Because this makes no sense to me.
I like the development. Also, all I've done since that updated was whenever my Sims go to sleep, I just hit the mailbox over and over and over again.
Tell me what's going on.
I need my news. Yep. I'm like, so and so got married. I didn't know they knew each other. All right.
Nice. They're having another baby?
It is like if you're not watching it, you will if you're not paying attention to what's happening with that, that's when you finally go out to the town and look and be like, why does this person have 5 kids? Are they their kids or did they adopt these children?
Mm-hmm. Like I've seen several houses is like, I left this house and it was 1 parent and 1 kid and now there's 4 extra kids in this house.
Where did you all come from, children?
Who are you? That's pretty fun though.
I'm surprised it took this long, and I don't know. Do you think they're finally just throwing everything at the wall because Sims 4 might finally be coming to its end?
Probably, maybe they might be starting to wrap stuff up, so they're like, well, what's on our to-do list? What's on our players' to-do list?
What can we like test out in order to do better for Sims 5?
Yeah.
Nailed it. Nailed that transition. What a good segue.
Woohoo! Good job. Speaking of Sims 5, we got a lot of updates from
Man, I just keep thinking about how bad Sims 4 was when it came out, and we were not doing this podcast at the time, so I could ignore it until...
Yeah. I was firmly on the train of I am not buying Sims 4. Fuck it, Sims 3 still works.
I think when we started the podcast, a couple people were like, but if I just keep playing Sims 3, we can just talk about the topics, right? Like that overreaching. And we all, one by one, were just like, I want to play that thing, fine.
Yeah.
I like new content.
Yeah. I think I was the last holdout, but I finally got it.
And what a disappointment it's been since then.
I know. It's been downhill since. Yeah, we got some updates about Maxis. Maxis is rebranded. They're doing a bunch of stuff.
Oh, that's right. And they're going to use a new Unreal Engine.
Mm-hmm.
Unreal Engine is I'm reading, this is from Sims Community, who is our lifeblood for this episode.
Yes. Yes.
Unreal Engine is a game development tool and engine developed by Epic Games. The first generation stable release of this engine came out all the way back in 1998 with the latest version, Unreal Engine 5, released just a couple days ago to the public. Who wrote this? So Jovan from Sims Community. Uh, oh god,
Your
I lost my
Fortnite is
spot.
on Unreal Engine.
So with them using Unreal Engine, does that really point towards we're probably getting some kind of multi MMO?
That's what it
Sims
sounds like.
Online. This wouldn't be the first time that EA used Unreal Engine to develop their video games. All three major Mass Effects installments, including the Legendary Edition remaster, those games have been released on the software. EA's most successful Star Wars installment, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, has also been developed. Oh, so there's some stuff that isn't MMOs.
I could definitely see them leaning towards having The Sims be a single player and a multiplayer.
That's probably what the best case scenarios. They'll probably do both. And also there was a tip from we received a tip from at James Savory 7890 that Electronic Arts is currently working at making an Unreal Engine a new standard for future video game releases, and they also are putting out like senior software engineer ads.
So if you know how to work with Unreal Engine, apply at EA.
It was from 3 months ago. From when 3 months ago, and
Oh yeah, that's true. We're
I
catching
hope
up.
they found somebody.
Hopefully.
So like something's in the, but they've also been like winking at there being a Sims 5 for 3 years.
Yeah.
Granted, it does take a long time for games to develop.
Yeah.
As Paralives.
Hey, Paralives, what's up?
I don't think that game's ever coming out. I'm like the one person on the team who's like, I just don't think it's gonna ever come out. Guys.
I don't think so.
I would love to be wrong.
Yeah,
But
and I really do think The Sims needs a competitor.
it needs one so bad.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to be Paralives. From everything I've heard and from like what the little that I have seen them actually accomplish, it's just not going to happen.
Like Sims would even have a competitor of just like, look, this is just a redecorating game. Here you go.
Yeah.
Even that would do some damage.
But yeah, like for as long as they've been teasing Sims 5 too, because like Sims 1, Sims 2, and Sims 3, they all came out like boom, boom, boom. And now we've had Sims 4 for
Ever.
like, yeah, 7.5, 8 years
Almost
almost.
8 years. I just don't want to go 10 years with Sims 4. But also, like, we've sunk so much money into it that.
Yeah.
Do you think if they did a Sims 5 and there was a beta, if one of us got in there, we wouldn't be able to talk about it?
Yeah. That would be fun, though. Like, it's like, I have so much to say, but I can't.
Don't worry, guys. We'll talk about it later. Be like, this was broken. I told them it was broken. I fixed it. You're welcome.
Patreon bonus.
Yeah, just me going like, I can't go forward.
You guys would not believe how messed up this is.
I kept clicking this and it didn't click. I've had like there's been numerous like issues with work computer stuff, and like I had to call like the IT guy over, and like I looked at him and I was like, John, we know I am not we know that I am not internet stupid. We know that I can like I'm not smart in any way about it, but I understand like Control Alt Delete, restart the computer. Like I understand the methods. It's still not working.
Yeah.
It's broken.
Off. I've turned it back on. I don't know.
I forced it to shut down. It didn't do it. So I restarted. It's haunting me. So I'm like, we keep getting these stories about like more Sims 5 stuff, and it's like,
yeah,
okay. And like, there's also like a rumor that we might not get like, are we gonna get another expansion pack this year, or an when did Cottage Living come out?
That came out in 2021. Year? That was last year.
We haven't had an expansion pack this year.
No, we need at least one because they've had a couple years where we've only had one expansion pack, but we've never had a year where we didn't have one. Period.
Yeah, because I think the year that Get Together came out,
and I think City Living was one that it was the only one.
Because we used to have more. What happened to Not kits. Stuff. What happened to stuff packs?
What did happen to stuff packs? Like, stuff packs and, like, game packs kind of, like, blurred together, and that's when kits started coming out, kind of, like, to replace what the stuff packs were.
Oh yeah, because the stuff packs started being like, this is actually a pretty good amount of content for what we're getting, and then they stopped
Yeah.
it. So 2015 had 2 expansion packs. 2016 only City Living came out. 2017 only Cats and Dogs came out, and we've had 2 ever since except for 2021. And 2021 we also only had 1 game pack. It was also broken.
Yeah. I'm gonna chalk some of that up to the pandemic.
Yeah, for sure. But also this is not great for. Literally, I'm looking at game packs going, wow, none of them work. Or they're just not great. Because, like, Spa Day is the best one.
Yeah.
Parenthood's good. Strangerville's good, even though people gave it shit. And then there's Outdoor Retreat, Dine Out, Vampires, Jungle Adventure, Realm of Magic, Star Wars, Dream House, Home Decor, Wedding Stories. It's not like there's like, I would like, as far as ones you should definitely get, Spa Day. I like the Strangerville is fun. I think it's worth the whatever much, $20. Realm of Magic for the cast. The rest,
take it or leave it, I guess.
Yeah, you don't need it. It's all broken.
I'm gonna say, yeah, I don't have a lot of those game packs.
Yeah, I'm just looking at this list going, God, the game packs are not, like, that would have been what I would have considered some of the best content for a second, but it's just not.
No.
Ugh.
Sadly.
Okay, I'm gonna get out of this wiki page. It's making me sad. So we'll tell you if you'll hear from us 2 months after it's announced if Sims 5 comes out.
Yeah.
We'll do an emergency social bunny if
yeah,
like,
there'll be
God.
Emergency.
It is, some of it's just like, we put so much money in this game because it keeps not ending. It's the Grey's Anatomy fallacy of like, I've put so much time into you.
Yeah.
That I need to at least keep tabs.
Yeah. On the whole money thing, it's like, I'm just thinking back to our last episode that me and Ava and me and Allie did. There was technical difficulties. Anyway, all 3 of us.
You're like, I was there.
Yeah, I was there. I know that. But yeah, we talked about like how many packs, like Sims 4 packs, it took to make like one Sims 3 pack. Like everything that Sims 3 pack gave us, like how many Sims 4 packs did it take to give us what we got in that one? And yeah, that's kind of why I feel like, I'm spending all this money on it.
You probably have the best route of like, I'm going to watch my friends be frustrated and then make a decision.
Yeah.
Well, even with Sims 2, because like at some point soon, I might just commandeer an episode and be like, we're talking about nightlife or apartment living from Sims 2, because no one from the Patreon is voting for it.
Yeah. And I kind of was like pushing for the ambitions episode. I'm like, I really want to talk about ambitions.
But Sims 2 had a habit of being like, here is a pack idea and also a random creature type thing. So, like, nightlife was like, here is a city and also some vampires. And for some reason, apartments went, here are apartments and also witches.
It makes sense. Somehow.
We give you spiral staircases or magic, so we give you witches. Which is also like, so you're combining Realm of Magic and when did we get apartments? Eco Living?
City Living.
City Living, thank you. Also, Eco Lifestyle probably gets the most. We judged it way too harshly before it came out.
Yeah. I think part of that was we were expecting farms from that one.
Yeah.
And it was not farms. Yeah. And it was at the start of the pandemic, and everyone's walking around the trailer coughing, and I'm like,
bad
this
luck,
is not great.
Yeah. I mean, they couldn't have planned it. Like, they're not going to be like, let's not put this thing we worked on for a year and a half hours, probably 6 months. Let's not put this out. Oh, God. I do have to sometimes, like, when stuff happens at work, when post links, I have to read it, and then I turn to my coworkers who know nothing about this game to be like, listen to this. And they'll just be like, what? And I'll be like, Yeah, isn't that crazy? And then I'll go away. Like I was telling one of them about like, oh yeah, you can have farms and then you can have chickens. The Grim Reaper is really nice to the chickens when they die. And I just kept going, and she's like, excuse me? I was like, the chickens die, or the foxes could steal the eggs. Remember when we were happy when that came out, and we're all
Yeah, I
like, it's
know.
not broken.
It was so good. It was so
I
good.
wonder if that pack was supposed to come out sometime, but for some reason they delayed it and they actually worked on it. Because it wasn't as broken. Because I remember us all being like, waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Yeah. They're like, they're adding animals, they're adding farm elements. What's gonna break?
And I don't remember anything really breaking for cottage living.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think the festivals worked very well from the start, but that was about it.
Eh.
And I've never been to
They're
a
still not.
festival.
The fairs aren't that exciting because also I did win one and I was like, I
Nice.
never have to go to one of these again.
Yeah.
But
I know I get updates that they're happening. I'm like, meh, who cares?
or I could go to the Spice Festival.
Yeah.
It really locked into my brain that I want the farm aesthetic, but I would like to live in a city. Thank you.
Yeah.
I love the look and the comfort and like how pretty it is outside, but I really like getting Chinese food at whatever time that I
Yeah.
want. Oh, hey Jess.
Hey, what?
You know how I have a theory that you are actually like a secret EA spy?
What? I'm not a spy. Yeah.
Jess is a spy. I swear. There's like been a long running joke that either somebody in the group is an EA because sometimes we'll be talking about something and then like 2 days later it leaks and we're all like, who told?
Yeah.
Who's in here? And I decided it's Jess for no good reason.
Well, most of the time it was like we'd post a social bunny and we'd talk about this and that and the other thing, and then like 2 days later the Sims are like, okay, here's this, this, and this.
And you're like, son of a bitch, Jess.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I kind of disproved that I was the spy because it was screwing up my editing because I'd have to stop editing and record like a little blurb like, hey, guess what?
We were stupid and recorded this a month before it came out. Why did we do that for a news episode?
Yeah. Well, I love the one that Allie and I did because we're like, yeah, okay, yeah, not much is happening. Not much is happening.
I think that's when Cottage Living came out, no? Like something
It was
bigger happened.
they released like the Korean and a bunch of those kits like all at once dropped like the day. It was like 2 other things happened that day too, and I'm like,
we are slightly cursed that we come out on Wednesdays and they tend to announce stuff on Tuesdays. So sometimes we're just like, well, okay. How are we to know? But do you remember how a couple episodes ago, me, Ava, and Julia were talking about plant sims? And I briefly was like, I wonder if you can make plant sims still in. It doesn't mention in the Sims wiki if you can or not. Literally the day it posted, our friend Brian was like, you still can. And I said, I'm still working the long way. And I did end up doing it. But now there is a plant sim scenario currently in, I think for the spring. I think it's possible that like we all just went, it's spring, let's talk about plants.
Yeah. It's spring, it's Earth Day, plant sims.
Instead of us just being like spring plants, I like to think that there's a mole.
Yeah.
It's more fun for me. But right now there's a scenario where you can come a plant sim. It is pretty much if you do it the long way, it took me like, I'm gonna say 4 days of playing. Because I also I started from she had no gardening experience and I still made her had a life. So she also ended up getting married and having a kid in the time it took her to
yeah. Weren't just focused on that.
She was one of the three marriages that I did with the wedding pack. That nice. I was just like, well, I don't know, we'll try you now. Who did she I really wanted to ask what's her name? Ava's favorite. Purse.
Agnes.
I'm rewatching WandaVision again, and I was like, not Agatha. Agatha's wrong.
Agatha's the cousin.
It's Agatha all wrong. I wanted to ask her to be the officiant, but she wasn't showing up, so I think I asked the mayor to be the officiant. That seemed official.
Yeah.
and they had a wet, like, I didn't like like she was making a living planting stuff, and like she was doing it, but like it did take like a couple of seasons. Like there was definitely a full season worth of stuff to do a plant sim, but it is like you get your stuff up to level. And I also didn't do any money cheats because I decided to take as long as possible. But you get your sim up to gardening 10, level 10. You buy the rare seeds from the build buy mode, and then you get the tree stump from build buy mode that the seeds go in, and you have to get all 5 colors. So it's like it's their mood. So it's sad, angry.
Yeah.
The 5 moods we all have. Only 5.
Only 5. Never any other moods.
No moods. You're only blue or red or orange or pink.
Yep.
You're only confident or flirty. There's nothing else.
Nothing else.
You water the tree. You send your sim in there. They'll come out with like a seed, which if you plant it will make another portal tree to do it again. Or you can eat it and then you become a plant sim for a couple days. So it's possible. And also either they turned our episode and went, "Oh, what a quick easy thing," or when Jess was editing, she typed a quick email text to
It's like, hey, this is what we're doing in this episode.
thoughts. Any thoughts?
Anyone got any ideas?
We could just do this, right?
Throw this out there really quick.
But it did make me laugh that like Brian at Twitter was like, "Yeah, you can do this very quickly," and I said, "No, long way only."
Yes. We must suffer through this.
She's living her best life. Leave her alone.
Yeah.
And now we've come to like the most complicated story that I think has ever hit the Sims community.
Yeah. This was kind of a big deal, and we're still kind of dealing with it a little bit.
I just like, I don't know. Like, I didn't even think this was something, because like for the most part, as far as like custom content is concerned with Sims, like it's all been pretty open, and it's one of the things that I like the most. The creativity behind like the community and everything, and how open everybody is. Like, has always been nice about how like, oh, I made this, and it's like anyone can use it, have fun. Because legally obligated to not. Fun fact: you can't make it's illegal. The reason EA is so like doesn't care about custom content people makes is it's a legally. I don't know if it's in the fine print somewhere, but you can't make money off of custom content.
Yeah.
That's why most Patreon, and like this is me, like people deserve to be paid for their work, but legally they're not allowed to charge for the custom content they're selling, not making. That's why a lot of Patreon for custom content or mods is early access.
Yeah.
You pay to get early access to stuff. You pay to be beta testers.
And like it's in the like the terms of service, like you cannot hold it behind like a paywall. Like you have like a month or something to present it to the public.
Which like that's why I'm like they deserve to get paid, so that's a good loophole to like early access to things.
Yeah, early access it. But yeah, there's like a huge controversy going on with like people holding stuff behind paywalls, and doxing is involved, and a whole bunch of like malware and spyware and stuff. It's a whole big thing.
So there's been people who have like pretty much within they've pretty much been like there have been people who angry that other people who are not a part of their Patreon are getting access to something that's supposed to be behind their Patreon wall. They started doxing the files so they could track them, and they've gotten people's personal information, and this is so complicated, and I do want to steer people towards a Reddit post that has all the details and all of the articles and all the backup. It's by user Love Child in the Rain. Well, that's a nice one. It's called "If you are a Patreon of several huge CC creators, your private info is being shared without your consent." What a fun time!
Yeah. Great title.
So they list several custom content creator names, and they give the backup to these names, and there's a large group of that circulates Patreon information without the. So it's your Patreon login, like your Patreon information, without the consent of people they suspect having shared their content without. So it's just people they think are sharing content. They don't have any confirmation.
Yeah.
And they're like mass blocking them and coordinating attacks against them. It's really just not great. But yeah, there's just some shady behavior happening in the custom content world, like the Patreon custom content world. I'm kind of disappointed.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they're sharing like legal names, private email, all sorts of stuff, and that's not fun.
I would recommend going to this post and checking.
Mm-hmm.
Odds are, if you're a member of one of these people, you might already know about
Yeah.
this issue because it blew, like, this was like 10 days ago, but it's still, people were still dealing with it.
Yeah.
So I would, if you are a member of one of these, I would recommend changing your information as quickly as possible on Patreon
Yeah.
and maybe unsubscribing to them.
Yeah, probably getting yourself out of that, maybe. Yeah, we'll have the link for this Reddit post. We'll have the link to the Sims community covered it, so we'll have a link for that story.
Yeah, there's a whole, they have like, there's just so much info to break down. Like, they even have how different members have been tracking people.
And there's another Tumblr post where somebody shared the receipts from one of these creators, like kind of like proving that, hey, this is all happening.
I think the biggest red flag people notice is if they have to send you an individual link and it's not just a link everybody clicks to download. Like, if they like email you a personalized link to do the download, that's a big red flag of
Yeah.
like, they'll be able to track those files and they'll be able to pull information from that. So if you are a Patreon member of anybody and in order to access stuff they have to send you individual files, I would be weary about that. It could just be how they operate, but also it's kind of like, that's the biggest red flag that people pointed out.
Yeah.
Also, I learned from all this that like people are ripping off like actual name brand stuff, and I'm like, people are gonna get sued over custom content, over custom content for Sims. Like, I don't understand.
Is it really worth all of that?
These people are, there's just so much stuff. And also on this Reddit thread, there's a bunch of like ethical creator master lists, and also Simmer Aaron also did a video about this. A video, just I clicked on it and the YouTube video started. I was like, no. But this is a very, like, part of the reason we're not going in depth is because the rabbit hole is so big, and we were going to talk more about it. Both Jess and I did not have good days today.
Yeah. I really wanted to read up more on this, so I sounded a little more knowledgeable, but yeah.
Yeah, and there's like a list of, we could paraphrase what the Child in the Rain said, Love Child in the Rain said, but like, they honestly did such a good sum up. I would just recommend reading here, following the links. They have
so many edits where they're adding on.
They have the proof, they have the backup, they have how different people are tracking, they have smart ways to be a Patreon. They highly recommended.
If you think you've been affected, they have a link so you can report it to EA.
Who knows, maybe this could edit it and be like, so under the, oh no, I won't do that to us. I'd be like,
No.
under the pull-up covered it. We ain't that famous.
No. Well, we're famous enough to win a semi, but that's about it.
You like us. But yeah, this is a big one to do. Like, just be, it's a lot, and highly recommend looking it up, especially if you use Patreon custom content.
Yeah.
So the Sims community is a good one, but the Reddit post is what I think broke it to most people. So the Reddit post is where I'd like to send you guys, because that's where all the good info is.
Yeah, Sims community does send you back to a couple. There's a Reddit post and a Tumblr post.
I did feel like I was just like on Reddit on my lunch, just like clicking things, and people are like, "Why are you like looking at, like, what are you looking at?" I was like, I don't know how to explain this.
Yeah. It's too much, and you end up looking like one of those conspiracy theorists with like string running around the room. Yeah.
But they only suspected they stole their stuff. They didn't actually know.
Yeah.
And so, then. Yeah. But to prove that this is like a 1-2 punch to prove Reddit is can be a nightmare place to be, but also if you find the right Sims communities, it can be a great place to be.
Yeah.
So that post, like, it's a good place to post long form content. There's a lot of discussions on Reddit, the Sims 4 subreddit, or just the Sims subreddit. And I did want to end it because, like, there's just so much sad in the
Yeah. A lot
this
of sad.
question got this question got like I've got like it got Reddit is kind of doing push notifications now, which is annoying. But this one came up, and I was like, "Oh, what a delightful, like, happy topic!" But I was like, "Jess, I'm adding this. Don't ask questions."
Yeah. I'm good ending on a happy note.
User Marina Kos _Kos said, "What is a minor wish you have for The Sims 5?" And they responded with, "Mine would be curtains you can open and close."
Yeah. I would love that, honestly.
It was like, that is the cutest idea, and I was literally just like, I just wanted curtains.
Yeah. Let us have good curtains.
So what is, like, a minor thing you want in Sims 5?
In Sims 5, minor thing. Oh. I think maybe, like, instead of, like, just randomly pulling stuff out of nowhere, like, if they could, like, actually pull stuff, like pans or something, out of the cabinets.
Oh, that'd be cute. Like, the pans were like, this is the pan drawer.
Yeah. It's like, or you actually grab, like, a knife out of the knife block or something.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a cute little add-on for me. Realism in the kitchen. What would you want to see?
What do I want? It's like a cute thing. Because, like, mine's just like chemistry things.
Yeah. Cars! Horses!
Beep, beep. Just like a tiny thing. Is it bad? My brain just went to toddlers, the toddler walking in Sims 4, but that's something that they actually did a good job with, like, their inability to balance.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a little thing. I'm stealing this because I saw it in the thread. Somebody else mentioned it, but the cuddling, them sleeping and they're cuddling.
Oh,
I
yeah.
do kind of miss it. They do just sleep next to each other, like, don't touch
Yes.
me.
Yes. I did like that in Sims 3 where they'd halfway through the night they'd kind of like curl up together.
They did it in Sims 2 too. It did in Sims 2 it did kind of, if one of them woke up, the other one woke up, so that was annoying. But
Yeah.
just the little, like, friendly animations that I kind of miss. I don't know
Yeah.
anything as good as curtains opening and closing. But it's just like a happy little, like, just a little something that if you were to see, you'd be like, oh, they thought about that. Look
Oh,
at
that's so
that.
cute. I like that.
Shady Scientician said, the only thing I want from Sims 5 is a trailer that shows literally nothing but a Sim approaching a double bed against a wall, then crawls from the bottom of the bed to get on the. Oh, so them crawling from the one of the end side up to the
Up
front
to the
instead of going.
pillows.
Oh, that's good.
That is good. Kind of like how they crawl onto the
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 bunk beds now.
lounging.
Oh, yeah,
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 the bunk
yeah.
beds and the lounge like couches. That'd be cute. Multiple ways to get onto a bed.
Yes, just be like, I just want you to climb on the bed like a normal. Roll over. Come on.
Yeah.
You can get over there. And someone just said consequences. This game does. Sims 4 is oddly consequence free, but.
Yeah.
Oh, curtains that would automatically resize to match the window.
I would love that. You have no idea how many I'm like, oh, these would be cute curtains. Oh, they're too small. Oh, they're too big.
Someone else mentioned going heights. But
Oh, yeah.
if you could do heights with that and heights with like a drag option to just be like longer, shorter.
That'd be cute.
This was just, I was just like, oh, what a happy topic for the Sims
Yeah.
community. I was like, yay! We will use it.
Yes.
I will upvote.
Upvote that.
But that is what we got. It's been a second since because everything happened, nothing happened, then everything happened, and then.
Yeah. There were a lot of patches too. We didn't want to go through all of the patch notes.
Oh yeah, they literally had to put out an emergency pack for wedding stories.
Yeah.
Or they had to put out, because they had a patch in the interim, but that patch was so close to when it came out, it obviously wasn't ever supposed to fix anything for My Wedding Stories. So then they had to put out another My Wedding Stories patch. And it's like, whew, guys, come on. They did have to, for My Wedding Stories, stuff is flooding back to my memory now. People were because people are like, the sim gurus are oddly silent. It's like, the sim gurus really can't do anything about this. And like, it was mainly like, they probably don't have anything, they can't really say anything until they have something official to say.
Yeah.
So they can't say anything
They're
until like,
kind of handcuffed. They're like, we understand you're upset, but we can't say anything.
well, it's also like they might not know, and because like they're not in charge of fixing it, so like we'll say something when we all know that stuff is being worked on.
Yeah. Most of the sim gurus are just like the people in charge of teams. They're the ones like in charge of doing something other than building the game too.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times they're like, I have no idea what you're talking about, mechanically wise.
They're like, oh no. I think I did reach out to Daddy Dave once because it was like right when Bust the Dust came out, and I was like, if I move, will my baby Dust come with me? And he was like, I don't know, find out. And I was like, okay.
This is not a good enough answer, Dave.
Yes, you can put him. You can move with the dust. You just have to put it. If you
In
grow
your
attached
inventory.
to, yeah, if you grow attached to a little dust, you can take him with you.
Yay. Good to know for the few of us that have Bust the Dust.
That was like the one mistake you made, and you're like, never again.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, cute. This is gonna be fun. What did I do?
It's fun when you want it there. Hello, cat.
Yeah. But yeah, that's about all our news for this time. If you want to reach out to us, we are all over social media. We are Plumbobcast on Instagram and Twitter. We are Plumbob Podcast on Reddit. We are under the Plumbob Podcast on Facebook and Tumblr. We have a beautiful website thanks to the lovely Julia. It is plumbobcast.com.
It's so pretty.
Yes, it is so pretty. Go visit it, check it out. There's a contact form if you want to get a hold of us there, or you can just email us. We are under the podcast at gmail.com.
We did. Didn't we get a review like in Swedish because she forgot to switch?
Yes.
And we were all like, what does this mean?
She set the contact form in Swedish, but it's been fixed. It is in English now, so you do not need Google Translate to send us a message on our website. Subscribe, rate, and review. We are on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, Spotify, Google Play, Pandora. Basically, anywhere that you can listen to a podcast, we are there.
Oh, did we read Riki Teek's?
Yeah, we read it in our last one.
Cool. Just want to make sure. We love Riki Teek. I just want to make sure.
We should have another 5-star coming, but I don't think it's... We have an Instagram follower, but he said he was going to post a 5-star review, but I don't think he has yet.
Oh. I was like, is the review coming from inside the house? Like,
no.
It's like, how do you know one's coming?
I've been going back and forth in the comments on one of our posts with a new follower on Instagram.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah. So eventually we'll have another 5-star review.
It's like, are you gaming the system? What's happening?
I know I've rated us 5 stars on Spotify.
Oh, right. Oh, I've done it on Spotify, too. I don't understand how that works.
I don't either, but yeah. If you can rate and review us on any of those platforms, go ahead and do that. If we find your review, we will read it on air, as long as it's a 5-star. 1 stars get mercilessly mocked in our chat, or cross-stitched.
Or cross-stitched, and then burned.
Yeah.
It was a really nice cross-stitch, though, so you probably didn't burn it.
No.
Where is it?
It's framed. It's actually sitting on my desk.
I love it so much. It's so funny.
Yep.
Yay!
Yep. Thanks to the Sims community, that's where I got all the news that we talked about here. If we're gonna do a social bunny, we're gonna be hitting up Sims community. They're always on top of things.
It's Sims, if like we're not like some weeks we're like super on the Twitter and being like grabbing shit that people are saying, and some weeks we're like, I have not looked at it once.
Yeah. It was like, what have I missed the last 2 or 3 months? Let me scroll down Sims community.
You're like, oh god. Or like sometimes, have you ever like poked your head at like, you're like, okay, I'm gonna go look at the Twitter and see what's happening on Twitter, and you just go like, I missed something, and it's too late to figure out what I missed, so I'm just gonna back up.
Yeah. I'll go through a couple threads and I'm like, I'm still not learning this. I'll just wait.
People are upset? No. These are jokes? They're upset, but these are jokes. I don't understand. I want to wait.
I don't know. Yeah. I'll wait till someone posts something official. And thanks for listening. Thanks for loving us. Thanks for loving the game.
Loving is in quotes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks for playing. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Thanks for playing.
Yep. Thanks for being there, okay? We'll leave it at that.
Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah. We love doing this show for you guys.
If you have topics you would like us to cover, please let us know. There's a couple people in our Discord who brought up some stuff that we might do soon. We have also been doing like if a bunch of us have ideas, but we're all really bad at like no, you go. No, we're really bad at being like, you do your thing until we can't come up with something. So we've just started doing polls on our Patreon to be like, pick the next episode so we know who has to be where this weekend.
Yep. And yeah, if you want to join our Patreon, go ahead and do that. $1 a month gets you into our private Discord server. $3 a month gets you a monthly bonus episode from us.
We won't dox you.
Yeah, we will not dox you if you join our Patreon. We will promise you this.
Oh no, I do think the Discord link is a link in the email. But it is though.
You can trust us.
It's automatically suspicious.
Yeah.
Says the mole.
You can trust us. Wink, wink.
Everything is fine. There's no war in Ba Sing Se.
No.
That's all I could think of when Russia was like, we're not attacking.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, there's no war in Ba Sing Se. Okay.
Yeah. There's no war in Ukraine. What are you talking about?
Oh, also, this is probably too much information, but like we were making fun, we were mocking Russia and Putin, and then literally like 2 weeks later, my work got hacked by Russia.
Oh no.
And lost everything. When I tell you, like, it was like the third day of us dealing with everything being gone, and I just went, my Excel sheets, they're gone.
They're all gone.
And then, like, it was literally, like, 2 weeks, like, last week where I was like, I mocked Russia on this podcast.
I know.
I mocked Putin. And then we got hacked. I'm just gonna pretend like it's not related.
I know, I was joking and I looked up, like, how many listeners we have in each country, and there's, like, 8 listens from Russia, and I'm like, that number's gonna go down to 0.
People actually listen in Russia. I hope you
Yeah.
guys are okay. I hope people in Ukraine are okay.
Yeah. Hope everyone is safe. We love you all.
We have to go now.
Yeah, we do. We've been putting this off.
We're being tracked on multiple fronts. We gotta go.
Yes. We're all gonna coordinate and hide out in a bunker somewhere.
We've been doing this again for 3 years, and we can't start an episode. We can't end an episode.
No, it's so hard. Save your game. Drink some water.
Drink water. Sleep. Eat food.
Be the best person you can be. Don't dox anyone.
Don't dox anyone. And now, back to the real world.
Back to the real world. I'm gonna try this outro. It's probably not gonna work though. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Nope, not gonna work. I give up.
Nope.